Last week I uploaded a review of the Samyang 14mm lens. That video required a script, speaking sequences, a voiceover, a ton of B-roll, and some photos. In this week's video I want to show you some behind the scenes content from last week's video to give you a glimpse of how I go about making these videos. So, if you're interested in that process, stick along and let's throw back to the 3rd of February when I started to write the script. I often start my scripts on my phone during a commute or in other situations in which I have time to write a little. However, these pre-scripts are very rough and get intentionally written out later in the process. On this particular Monday, I didn't even get that far. I had started writing in the evening and defined the basic structure of the review. On the next day, I continued my writing. It's Tuesday, the 4th of February, and we are at the moment in the scripting phase. I'm writing the script for the review at the moment. I'm in the midst of it. I've been about an hour on it at the moment, and I'll probably need another hour or more maybe to get finished. And usually I want to have some extra time for it so that I can just leave it be for an hour or two and then read it again and try to find little things I can tweak, but I don't know if we've got the time for that this week, so maybe I'll just straight away record the voiceover, we'll see. But yeah, let's continue writing for now. So, a few hours have passed and I'm still writing the script because part of the script is the autofocus test and I still need to do that autofocus test, so that is what I just did. I had the camera right here, super close to my face. I was speaking to the lens right here, which was quite weird because usually I'm much further away from the camera. Anyway, yeah, this is the weird setup I had for the autofocus test. Let's analyze what the results are from the autofocus test. Oh, autofocus test. Never been so close to this lens because it's so wide angle. Does it even focus when I'm so close? I'm probably completely distorted right now. So, by now it is 3:15 and I finished writing the script a few minutes ago. I proofread it to see if I've got a few things to change. As usual, I just changed a few words which I thought were not fitting, or yeah, little mistakes and things like that. So now it's time to record the voiceover. As you can see, the tripod is here already, and yes, I'll record my voiceover with my camera. I know it's probably not the way to do it, but it works for me, okay? So I'll just put this camera in here and have the microphone pointing to me, and I'll be sitting here reading the text in front of me. And yeah, I'll get back to you when I start editing. Test, test, test. After recording the voiceover, I began to edit. I usually record the voiceover and edit it straight away because the voiceover then creates a sort of guideline for the rest of the video. With that done, it was time to shoot the B-roll for the review. It's exactly 8 o'clock, Wednesday, 5th of February. I'm about to shoot the B-roll for the upcoming video. I'm probably going to have this lens here, the Samyang, somewhere down there, and set up all the other things there. I'm going to have the Lumix, which is still charging at the moment. I'll set that up somewhere back there, maybe doing a time lapse or something just to document the whole process, and I'll be filming with this camera and the Tamron, which will be the photography setup. I'll just be documenting the process of making that set. Alright, so, my end frame. The plan is to just take random dark blackish items because that usually gives the set kind of a cinematic modern look, I would say. So I've got this here. This is the bag for the lights. Oops. This here is the box for the tripod the camera's on at the moment. And I might use my rucksack. I don't really know yet. I haven't decided yet. I'm just going to do this spontaneously now. Let's see what I can come up with. It's my suit, but it's going to be reused for something else today. New plan. So here you can see what kind of cool setups for little product shots like these you can actually make out of just random stuff you've got lying around in your room. We've got a box for a camera, we've got the lens on top, behind that we've got a camera bag, then we have a light bag, then we have a tripod bag, and we have another box back there and a random lens, and we've got our phone giving us some backlight, and we've got $30 lights doing their job here. So yeah, I'd say that's a very low budget setup here, but I think I'm quite satisfied with the look of it. It is Friday the 7th of February, 11:28 at the moment, and I have been editing what we have shot so far, so that means the voiceover and the B-roll we got the other day. That is now looking quite full already actually. The video is going to be about 10 minutes long, and here you can see what is going on so far. We've got the music edited, the voiceover, and the B-roll we've shot so far. And also in this video I'm recycling a lot of old footage from my hike, for example, where I used this lens so I can demonstrate the look of it. And also maybe you noticed the magenta parts. Those are colored magenta to remind me that those are not supposed to stay like that, because I recorded my whole script as a voiceover, but of course I want some talking head sequences as well. So everything that is magenta I am about to record in front of the camera speaking to it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to set up this light back there, as usual, my standard setup, and speak a little to the camera. And after that we actually still have quite a bit to shoot. I've still got a lot of random spaces with nothing to fill. I mean, we got some B-roll the other day, but that is not enough. When I say the sentence, my standard lens is the Tamron whatever, then I need a shot of the Tamron, and I don't have one yet. So those are the kind of things we're going to do today. Here's my little list, my little B-roll list. Those are the kind of things that I still need to do. That's for this afternoon. Now let's speak to the camera. Camera sync. Alright. Another great use for this lens is capturing scenes which are actually rather close to you and difficult to capture as a whole, but with this lens it's done pretty easily. Another great use for this lens is capturing scenes which are actually rather I'm so bad at this. Like seriously. That's why I need to write scripts, because I'm not capable of actually just doing it. So, another great use for this lens is capturing scenes which are actually rather close. Another great use for this lens is capturing scenes which are actually rather close to you and therefore difficult to capture as a whole, but with this lens it's actually done pretty easily. What? Maybe that was a take. I'll have to check it. I think it was okay, but I should try it once more. Never trust the first take. Another great use of this lens is capturing scenes which are actually rather close to you and therefore difficult to shoot as a whole, but with this lens it's actually done quite easily. That was definitely it. So as you could see, the process is, well, all over the place. There is no strict procedure to follow, I just do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. Therefore, the pre-production, production and post-production all kind of flow together and merge into each other. So, by now it's Saturday, midday, and we are shooting the B-roll from that B-roll list I showed you earlier. And I just shot some footage with the Lumix of this lens I'm filming with right now, because that's my standard lens, and I didn't want to film B-roll with the 14mm because that is not exactly the best lens for product shots. And now I just need a few more shots of the Samyang. So, to get these shots of the Samyang, I need something of the focus ring, and I think some other things. I need to check the list. But anyway, this is our setup. It's time for another shitty amateur setup here. We've got the light here, and that tripod is going to come here, so that I can have the camera here and punch into 75mm. So the shot is going to be something along this kind of thing. And yeah, the setup itself is super random. I've got my coffee bottle back here and a bag hanging on it to create this backdrop, and we just place the lens on top of that, and that's how we do this. After shooting that B-roll, I implemented the various clips we shot into the video and spent the rest of the day finalizing it. This includes grading, little animations, sounds, etc. At about midnight, I was finished and exported the first version. After watching it and finding a few little mistakes, I corrected those and exported the final video, which I uploaded the next morning. And that brings us back here. I'm filming this on the 10th of February, that means the video went online yesterday evening. And yeah, I hope this behind the scenes video was somewhat interesting to you, entertaining, or valuable in any other way. If so, and you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and if you want to see more content from me in the future, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll hopefully see you again next week. Goodbye.